And we are on. Thank you for tuning in. It is Roselyne of rarebyRoselyne.com. I show up online to help you improve your home, your hope, your health, and your happiness. And today is Monday, so it is another episode of Monday Health Minute. And I'm going to talk very, very nerdy to you tonight. So I hope you are ready. And it's late, so it's late enough for us to get a little nerdy. I captioned this, "It is what it is," I believe. Let me pull it up really fast. Make sure that we are on and I'm on in the right place and I'm not on in my private group that I have. Again, thank you for tuning in. I hope you are having an amazing day. So yes, it is what it is. And what it is that we will be talking about tonight is an ingredient that I posted about it on my business page. It's called Carrageenan, and I kind of brought it up in an organic way, kind of talking about organic products, but it is something that can be found in products that are not organic, and it's more likely to be found in products that are not organic. But I just wanted to make you guys see how it's so important and why ingredients matter. But before I get into all of that, I said it is what it is, but the last part of that word, I put it together. So if you're watching, are you in the space of health? Do you know what the ITIS means in health? I'll give you a few seconds if you do for you to tell me what that it goes towards the end, so it's considered a suffix, what that suffix is at the end. And I told you we're going to get a little nerdy. I even have my DNA shirt on tonight, so you know it's going to be very nerdy. Do you know what it is? Giving you a few seconds, because this is something that's one of three reasons why it's so important for me to talk about this. And let me read the comment that the individual made on my post when I posted it. Someone said this on that post on my business page, and it's Rare by Roselyne on Facebook. "Wait, what? You mean organic has bad stuff? But it's organic. It's supposed to be good for you." And that's true. Organic stuff still has bad stuff in it. And that suffix ITIS means, drum roll, inflammation. Inflammation. So this ingredient, carrageenan, is linked to inflammation. And that's one of the main reasons why I want us to really pay attention and look into it, and why we should be avoiding it. You and I, why we need to be avoiding it. But let me read this, and it's based off a 2011 research that was done, and I want to go ahead and say it says carrageenan has a unique chemical structure, and research has found it may trigger an innate immune response in the body, says Dr. P, professor of physiology in medicine at the University of Illinois, Chicago. And I can send this article to you if you are interested in it. And it basically goes on to say the immune response leads to inflammation, which is a serious public health concern, since chronic low-grade inflammation is well-known precursor to more serious diseases, including, are you ready? Heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, diabetes, and cancer. So the first reason I wanted you guys to stay away from it was inflammation. This thing highlights the second reason was diabetes. There was a research, and I have that as well if you're interested, that shows that they use it in lab rats to see how they would respond to it, and it really impacted their glucose levels. So your ability to deal with it when it comes to like diabetes and blood sugar and stuff like that is another reason I wanted you to avoid it. The third reason I really want you to avoid it is that it was once listed as a carcinogen. And I know that that word is a big old scary word, but it was once listed as something that can cause cancer. So that's one of the other reasons why I want you all to avoid it. And it's really hard to avoid if you're not paying attention, because this thing is a thickener and it's natural. It's found in a red seaweed. So you would think this is a natural thing. It happens naturally, so it should be fine. And that's why we kind of see it a lot in organic products, because it's natural. But natural doesn't mean safe, especially if, and I've been talking to you guys about like genetic predispositions. I offer genetic tests that test for 2 healthy inflammation response. So if you already have an inability to deal with, if you already have a variation in your genes that's not causing you to be able to deal with inflammation properly, it's already, that alone makes it another red flag for you, right? But even worse, this thing, this carrageenan thing, has been used in research where they wanted to test anti-inflammation drugs. They would give you carrageenan to cause inflammation to see how the medication would work. Fran, are you listening to this? Are you listening to this? So Monday Health Minutes are getting a little more serious, because I know we play around and we talk about this, that, and the other, but we really need to get serious, because this is hidden in things like, you ready? Ice cream. It's hidden in things like milk. It makes it all thick and smooth. Your yogurts. And how did I find out about this? I found out about this because we were doing all the right things when it came to Jabari. All the right things. And he was still getting periodic flare-ups on his skin. So your skin is the largest organ. If you're lucky enough, it tells you when things are wreaking havoc on the inside. So he was still getting these flare-ups, and I'm like, okay, what is it? What's going on? Why is it that he's still getting these flare-up and his skin would like get all these rashes, and the skin would be elevated, it would be inflamed? And we started researching, we started looking at these ingredients, and it was in the Pacific, well, maybe I shouldn't say the name. It was in an organic milk that we were drinking. And then I started realizing it was in other things. As soon as I eliminated that, the flare-ups that he was seeing, he stopped seeing them. But there's other things that you can do too. There's ingredients like alpha-lipoic acid that's really good to help with combating inflammation. We look at things like turmeric that are really good with fighting inflammation, and astaxanthin. I talk about it at it's 6,000 times more potent of a antioxidant than vitamin C, but it is also good for inflammation as well. But I was starting to tell you guys, and I don't want to forget, so let me go ahead and read off this list that tells you some of the things, some of the places you can find carrageenan. Almond milk, other nut milks that you can buy, rice milk, coconut milk, soy milk, chocolate, buttermilk, coconut water, ice cream, cottage cheese, yogurt. I listed yogurt before, non-dairy yogurt, sour cream, cheese alternatives, puddings, heavy whipping cream, coffee creams, dips, juices, desserts. But besides food, because people always think, okay, well, then I just won't eat those things. But guess what? You can find it in shampoo. Shampoo, you guys. And inflammation, and when we talk about inflammation, it's not 3/4 of the illnesses and diseases that we see out and about, chronic illnesses, are linked to inflammation or caused by inflammation. Like itis. If you hear that word itis, that's that ITIS, itis. You can list off a number of different itises, tonsillitis. Like, you can list off all these itises. They're linked to inflammation. And if you already have a tendency to have inflammation, like let's just say if you have like leaky gut, this is going to make it worse. This is literally going to make that leaky gut worse. If you have issues with IBS, this is going to make it worse. If you have issues with joint pain, this is going to make it worse because you're feeding this inflammation. So people are like, what can I do? I listed some things earlier that you can do, but knowledge is power. Me telling you this is more powerful. So now you're going to be like, okay, let me see Carrageenan. And I want you to, I have a list as well. And if you need it, I can give it to you. Or if you want to go ahead and research it yourself, you can see that this Carrageenan has other names. It goes by other names as well. So like Irish sea moss is also Carrageenan. So things that we think are natural and should be good doesn't always mean natural. That doesn't always mean that it's good. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good. Just because it's organic doesn't mean that your body is not going to have issues with dealing with it. So let me go ahead and see. I'm doing this in efforts to, yes, creamers, soups, whipping creams, puddings, all those things. Avoid at all costs. I mean, like avoid it like a plague. Like that's how bad I want you guys to avoid it. And if anything, you're going to walk away from this conversation that you and I are having, and you're going to look at ingredients. If you want to take it to the next step, you're going to be like, Roselyne, what is it? Like, how can I find out how my body deals with inflammation? And then I'm going to tell you genetic testing. And then, okay, once I have that information, even if I don't do genetic testing, what can I do? Well, there's certain ingredients that you can, like I listed a few. I said astaxanthin, spirulina. I didn't say alpha lipoic acid. My handwriting is chicken scratch. I listed a few, but if you want more, I can go ahead and tell you. But there are a number of ingredients that you can utilize to help you with combating inflammation on a regular basis. And when we talk about, and I said carcinogens earlier, when we talk about these things, there are things that are precursors to cancer. There are things that you're going through that are considered precursors to cancer, like oxidative stress, your body's ability to deal with like your free radical defense, your inflammation. These are things that are like precursors to cancer. So the more that we can get a hold of things, and I talked about this in a previous video, and I'm not sure if you have seen it, but you have to not be a parked car. You have to drive. You have to be willing to take in this information and like pilot your life and take control of it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just a symptom and I'm just going through these things and oh, woe is me. It is what it is, but it's not. It really isn't. You really have control and you really have the information in front of you right now. So it's a matter of what are you going to do with it? I know a lot of people that take in information and just to take in information, they're lifelong learners, but they're not appliers. And that might be you. I hope it's not. I encourage you for that not to be you. But I'm going to always show up on Mondays to give you a little piece of health that I hope you would take and utilize in your life to try to put you in a better position. So today, the title said it is what it is, and we're talking about Carrageenan, and we have that emphasis and that focus on Carrageenan and how it causes inflammation, how it has some link to your glucose levels, your glucose index. We're talking about it as far as a carcinogen goes. It's a lot of information to take in, but guess what? You have control over what you do with that information moving forward. It's you and I on this journey right now. So what you choose to do, I've already told you how we've eliminated in our home and even with organic products because we see what it does, but you might have a better immune response than we do. You might have stronger genes in that area, but convinced that even if you have strong genes, that this is having long-term effects that might not be showing up right now. So it's important for me to come on here and share and talk to you. So that's my piece for Monday Health Minute, and I wanted to talk nerdy to you. I thank you for taking the time to watch, and as always, reward yourself every day by making healthy lifestyle choices. Talk to you later. Bye.